Discovery number 5. Let's talk about some of this self-regulation. I'm going to give you a really simple example right now. It's something that you do so many times a day that you probably don't even think about it. It's breathing. There are different kinds of ways to breathe. Breath is a language to the body, nonverbal. You were breathing before you ever learned to speak, and this is a language that you learned as you came into this world from your mother's womb. You were literally breathing through fluid, through liquid, when you were in your mother's womb, getting your oxygen from liquid. And then when you came into this world, you took your first breath without that liquid. And that breath was a signal to your body to begin to function in very, very precise ways. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something on the screen. The breath is a nutrient that feeds every cell in the body. So if you look at your screen, what you're seeing right now, the image that you're seeing, is the way that we breathe consciously. And what you're seeing is that when you take the inhale, if you push your tummy out just a little bit, not forcefully, gently, pushing your tummy out a little bit allows your diaphragm to drop slightly. And what a lot of people don't know is that your diaphragm is sitting just below your heart. And it is the fluctuation of that diaphragm that actually sends information to the heart. The heart is informing the brain of what chemicals to release into the body, and it's all done through the breath. So when you're breathing a shallow breath, that sends one signal that says maybe you're in fight or flight. Maybe you need cortisol and adrenaline, and your heart will tell your brain to send those into your body. And when you breathe a deep, relaxing breath, it's called the yogic breath. Push your tummy out, allow that diaphragm to drop. You've got a full complement of air in your lungs. That sends a very different signal that shuts down the fight or flight and allows you to send healing chemistry from your brain into your body. It's all done through the breath. Now, on the image that you're seeing right now is showing you another factor of the breath. What you're seeing is an inset. The little white molecules that you're seeing are coming from inside the lungs. They're crossing the barriers of the capillaries in the lungs. And if you look, the blood cells that come in from the left, they're blue because they're lacking oxygen. Then they pick up the white oxygen molecules and they become red and go to the rest of the body. You're literally feeding your body through this oxygen from the breath, but it goes deeper than that. And this is why I want to share this with you. Because if you look at your screen, what you're seeing is the DNA in the nucleus of the cell actually benefits from the oxygen that you are taking in. And if you have any doubt about that, I'm really excited to share with you this image. Okay, what you're seeing on the left-hand side of your screen, this is the nucleus of a cell that is oxygen deprived. And you might say, and it's stained so that you can see the components. You might say, well, what's the big deal about this? Isn't that what they always look like? And the answer is no. What I want you to see here is how the components, the DNA is clumping together in very specific ways. Now, the image on the right that I'm going to share with you, it's the same nucleus, but look at this. When it's oxygenated, now you can see the difference. Look at that. Look at that. This is a healthy nucleus where the DNA is no longer oxygen deprived, so it can express fully within the nucleus, and that's what you want. This is where your healing begins. This is where your healing begins, and it's all done through breath. So I wanted to share that with you. Breath is more than just breath. It is actually feeding the code of life within every cell of your body and then forming that code as to how much it is able to express. All right, discovery number 6. Let's do something together. Now that you know that breath is powerful, let's use breath in a very precise way to reset the nervous system in the human body. Let me share with you why I've chosen this exercise, because I know many of you do yoga, you do meditation. Everybody is stressed. Everybody is, because our world is changing. We've all lost something in the last couple of years. We've all lost a way of life. We've all lost businesses. We've lost friends. We've lost family. We're being stressed in ways that we're not used to being stressed in. And one of the ways that we respond to that is through the nervous system in the body. And breath, now you see how powerful breath is, can actually be used in a number of different ways to reset that nervous system. So let me take you through one of those right now. Using your breath to self-regulate your nervous system. The chart that you're seeing on the screen, you're seeing that from the base of the cranium down to the genital area is the cranial nerve. And this is the nervous system that we're looking at, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems. I know you've heard of these, and they work very, very differently. So when you're looking at the image on the screen and what you're seeing right now, the relaxation response comes from the parasympathetic nervous system. How do we activate and reset that parasympathetic nervous system? It's done through this vagus cranial nerve. And again, it goes from the base of your skull down through your back, your spine, all the way down to the genital area. And it's the largest cranial nerve in the body, and it branches off to many organs and glands along the way. Each of those is an access point. So if we want to reset the vagus nerve for stress, for anxiety, for panic, and strengthen our immune response and strengthen our cognition, all of these come from our ability to reset this vagus nerve when you begin to feel that stress. So I'm going to give you a very, very simple way to do this, and it might be a little different. We all have heard the expression, take a deep breath. But it's more than that, because the inhale actually triggers the part of the nervous system that is going to have that stress response. And the parasympathetic, when you exhale, is where the relaxation comes from. So the inhale triggers the sympathetic, exhale the parasympathetic, but the key is how we inhale and how we exhale. It's the length of time that it takes on the inhale and the exhale, and there are ratios. So for example, I'm going to invite you in our exercise to do this. If you can inhale for a count of 5 to 6, but when you exhale for a longer period of time, maybe for a count of 8 to 9, all right? And that will trigger that relaxation response. We're going to use the breathing that you're seeing on your screen right now, this gentle yogic breathing. So here's the protocol to do this reset. I'm going to invite you to shift your focus into your breathing. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Shift your breath, and we'll do a few of these together. We're going to do the inhale will be to the count of 5, and the exhale will be to the count of 8. We're going to have a little music in the background to help average out any external sounds, and let's do this together right now. So I'm going to invite you, if you haven't already, to close your eyes. Just allow your awareness to move from the world around you to the world within you. And as we begin doing the breath, first breath, begin. I'm going to invite you to inhale to the count of 5. And now as you release to the count of 8, these are seconds. Okay, and once again, inhale. Release. Just feel that shift in your body. Okay, and I'm going to add one little piece right here. When you exhale, if you can narrow the opening of your mouth as you exhale, as if you were blowing through a straw, so it takes a little bit longer. Not exhaling through the whole mouth, but it's almost like you're, for that 8 seconds, makes all the difference in the world. Let's try it one more time. Inhale. Release. Once more. Inhale. peace. Okay, just feel that shift in your body. Now, I'm going to invite you to only do this if you're at a place that's safe. Please don't do this while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. Do it in a place where you're safe and you can really focus on your body. And you begin to see that shift very, very quickly. And this is precisely the shift that you would need before you begin a meditation, before you begin a prayer. If you begin these, or the yoga, if you begin these and you are in an anxious or a stressed response, you're going to have a very, very different experience. So I hope you could feel that shift in your body from something as simple as shifting the ratio of your breath from the inhale to the exhale and how it leaves your mouth. And I hope that the images I shared with you inspire you to know that a breath is much more than just a breath. It is fundamental to your health and your well-being. And it's only one example of how we self-regulate our soft technology. And there are many, many other examples. But I think it's obvious to you now that the world is changing, our story has to change, and our ability to self-regulate our biology in the presence of a changing world is foundational to our ability to thrive in our time of extremes, not just survive. And that we have the ability to awaken this soft technology within us. We can use the external technology when we choose, but I don't want you to feel like you're lost without it, because this is where your power, this is where your mastery comes from. You know, the question that we're really asking ourselves is, do we love ourselves enough to embrace the deep truth of our existence in our everyday lives? Do we love ourselves enough to become the best versions of ourselves, to create the best world possible? The answer to that question we are formulating in every choice that we make every day of our lives. So this brings an end to this particular masterclass. And I hope you have enjoyed sharing this time with me as much as I enjoyed putting this together and sharing it with you.